What started as a verbal showdown quickly escalated into something no one expected: a physical altercation on set. Rasheeda and Jasmine Washington, who had already been at odds for a long time, found themselves in a heated confrontation that would soon spiral into chaos. The tension between them had been building for a while, and when the cameras were rolling, it was like a powder keg waiting to explode. Fans watched in shock as the situation rapidly turned physical, leaving everyone asking, how did things get this out of hand? Stay tuned as we break down the shocking details of this explosive fight that has left everyone questioning what happens next. It all started innocently enough. In a typical love and hip-hop scene, the cameras were rolling as Rasheeda and Jasmine exchanged words. What seemed like a relatively simple verbal argument quickly escalated when accusations flew back and forth. The words were sharp and emotions were high. Both women had reached their breaking points. Rasheeda, no stranger to drama, stood her ground, while Jasmine, who had a history with Rasheeda's husband, Kirk Frost, threw her own verbal jabs. The insults came fast and furious. One moment they were just yelling, the next, the first push was made. It was clear the tension had gone too far. Security rushed onto the set, but by then, the damage had already been done. Both women were physically involved in the altercation, and the crowd that had gathered to watch couldn't believe their eyes. No one had expected this. What started as an argument had quickly turned into a full-blown physical altercation, with both women exchanging blows. The fight was intense, leaving everyone watching in disbelief. It wasn't just the altercation itself that left people stunned, it was the sheer speed with which it escalated. The shocking video of the fight quickly spread across social media, and fans were left in a frenzy. But this wasn't just a one-time incident. The animosity between Rasheeda and Jasmine ran much deeper than that. The root of their hostility went back to Jasmine's involvement with Kirk Frost, Rasheeda's husband. Years ago, it was revealed that Jasmine had an affair with Kirk, and the public humiliation that followed was something Rasheeda had to endure both on and off the show. The affair wasn't just a betrayal of their marriage, it was a betrayal in front of millions of viewers. Rasheeda had been fighting to rebuild her marriage and family, but Jasmine's continued presence in their lives had kept the wounds fresh. Every interaction between the two was tense, and every meeting felt like an unavoidable confrontation. No matter how hard Rasheeda worked to move forward, Jasmine was always there, reigniting the old wounds. In the aftermath of the altercation, the reactions from those closest to Rasheeda were swift. Kirk's response to the fight was under heavy scrutiny. His complete lack of intervention during the altercation raised eyebrows and sparked even more controversy. Many fans, and even some of Rasheeda's closest friends, began questioning his loyalty. Why didn't Kirk step in? Was he truly on his wife's side, or was he just letting this drama unfold for his own reasons? This lack of action only fueled the speculation that Kirk might not be as supportive of Rasheeda as he claimed to be. While Rasheeda's family and friends expressed their shock and frustration, they also stood by her, making it clear that they were there for her. However, there was also an underlying sense of concern. Was this the final straw? Was Kirk's failure to intervene a sign of deeper issues in their marriage? The fight's impact wasn't just personal, it was mental and emotional as well. Rasheeda, who had worked so hard to keep her family together, was left questioning everything. The altercation brought to light some harsh realities about her marriage to Kirk. Could she continue to fight for her family, or was it time to walk away? The emotional toll the situation took on Rasheeda was evident. The stress, the tension, and the constant drama were starting to wear on her, and she began to reconsider her future with Kirk. Would she keep fighting, or would this altercation change everything? Meanwhile, the reaction from fans was swift and intense. Social media exploded with opinions, memes, and hashtags. Some fans took Rasheeda's side, cheering her on for standing up for herself, while others criticized her for letting the situation escalate to violence. There were those who thought she should have walked away, while others believed she was fully justified in defending herself against Jasmine. On the other side, Jasmine's supporters flooded Twitter, defending her actions and calling out Rasheeda for being overly dramatic. It was a battle of words, with each side taking to social media to voice their opinion. As the fight video went viral, fans dissected every detail, analyzing the body language, the words, and every possible motive behind the altercation. The theories about what happened during the fight began to take shape. Some fans believe the altercation was staged for drama and ratings. After all, Love and Hip Hop was known for its over-the-top moments, and this fight seemed like the kind of spectacle that could bring in high ratings. Could it have been scripted to fuel the show's storyline? Others speculated that the fight wasn't just a product of the ongoing drama between Rasheeda and Jasmine. Was this altercation truly about something deeper, something related to Kirk's infidelity? Fans started to connect the dots, wondering whether the fight was the breaking point for Rasheeda. Was this the final straw that would lead to a permanent breakdown in her marriage? Or would this only fuel an even bigger feud between Rasheeda and Jasmine, making them central figures in the show's upcoming episodes? As the speculation continued, fans began to predict the long-term impact of the fight. Would Rasheeda distance herself from the show? Was this altercation the moment she would decide to focus on her own brand and leave Love and Hip Hop behind? Rasheeda had built a career for herself outside of the drama, and some fans believed that the fight could mark the end of her involvement with the show. However, others felt that Rasheeda would continue to use the drama to fuel her storyline. The fight between Rasheeda and Jasmine could be the push she needed to take her narrative to new heights, turning this altercation into a key moment in her journey. The long-term impact of the altercation between Rasheeda and Jasmine on Rasheeda's marriage to Kirk quickly became one of the most talked about aspects of the situation. Many fans began asking themselves whether this fight would finally push Rasheeda to her breaking point, leading to the collapse of her marriage, or if she would find it in her heart to forgive Kirk yet again. Their relationship had already been through so much. The public humiliation of his infidelity, the constant tension with Jasmine, and the emotional strain of trying to rebuild trust after such a betrayal. But even with all the hurt and disappointment, Rasheeda had always fought for her family. The question now was whether the fight with Jasmine would finally be the straw that broke the camel's back, or if Rasheeda would continue to fight for her marriage despite the ongoing drama. For Rasheeda, the altercation was a pivotal moment that could lead her to reevaluate everything. She had been through so much already, not just in terms of her marriage, but also with the public scrutiny that came with being a reality TV star. It was clear that the presence of Jasmine in her life was a constant source of tension, and the altercation only made things worse. But would Rasheeda be willing to give up on her marriage so easily? Would she choose to walk away from Kirk, or would she keep fighting for their family, despite everything that had happened? The fans were divided. Some believed Rasheeda deserved better than a man who had humiliated her time and time again, while others felt that her bond with Kirk was too strong for one altercation to tear apart. As the altercation played out on social media, it became clear that the situation was far from over. Fans were glued to their screens, eagerly awaiting every new update as the drama unfolded. For many, the fight was a tipping point. They questioned what it would mean for Rasheeda's future, especially considering how much she had already been through. Would she find the strength to move forward, or would she continue to put up with Kirk's actions? It seemed like the fight between Rasheeda and Jasmine could be the turning point in Rasheeda's life, both personally and professionally. No one could predict what would happen next, but fans were anxiously waiting to see how this moment would shape her future. Then there was Jasmine. After everything that had gone down, many people wondered what this altercation meant for her future on Love and Hip Hop *. Jasmine was no stranger to drama, and her involvement in the fight with Rasheeda only made her a more controversial figure. Fans began speculating about her role on the show. Would the altercation lead to her departure, or would it push her further into the spotlight, making her an even more central figure in the show's upcoming storylines? Some fans were convinced that this fight would mark the end of Jasmine's time on the show, believing that the producers would choose to let her go after the backlash. Others, however, felt that this altercation would only cement her place as one of the most talked about characters on the show. It was clear that this fight had made Jasmine a household name, and whether she stayed or left, she was sure to remain a topic of conversation among fans. The question now was whether Jasmine's presence on the show would continue to spark drama, or if she would be pushed out due to the controversy. She had already caused so much chaos with her affair with Kirk, and now this altercation with Rasheeda only added fuel to the fire. The fans couldn't stop talking about her, and it seemed like the drama surrounding her wouldn't die down anytime soon. Would Jasmine continue to stir the pot and contribute to the show's drama, or would she face the consequences of the altercation and be written off? The answer to that question remained unclear, but one thing was certain: Jasmine was now firmly in the spotlight, and it was up to the producers and fans to decide what her future on the show would look like. As the aftermath of the altercation continued to unfold, the entire asterisk love and hip-hop asterisk world was left in turmoil. Fans were left asking themselves whether Rasheeda and Kirk would ever find a way to work through the chaos that had consumed their relationship. Could their marriage survive the fallout from the fight with Jasmine? Would Rasheeda continue to fight for her family, or would she decide it was time to walk away for good? And as for Jasmine, would she become the star of the next season, or would she be pushed aside in favor of new drama? There were so many questions, and the answers weren't easy to find. The drama was far from over. The altercation between Rasheeda and Jasmine had shaken everyone to the core, and it was clear that the repercussions would be felt long after the fight itself. The world was watching closely as the story unfolded, waiting to see what would come next. Would Rasheeda and Kirk's marriage survive, or would this altercation finally mark the end of their relationship? Would Jasmine's role on the show continue to grow, or would she be written off? The fans were on edge, eagerly awaiting the next chapter in this explosive saga. One thing was for sure, the drama was just getting started, and it was anyone's guess how it would end. What do you think about the fight between Rasheeda and Jasmine? Was Rasheeda in the right, or did Jasmine get pushed too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button if you're still in shock, and don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates on all the explosive moments we'll be bringing you next.